Good afternoon, Friday the 13th. We just got out of court in the J. Feazell Bandito trial. Things ended not with a whimper, but with a bang, as the judge was getting ready to take more testimony in the presence of the jury. Casey Gautreaux, J. Feazell's defense attorney, introduced more objections, and the man on the witness stand, Mr. Doug Pearson, who's a certified ATF agent, he let something slip, and it was kind of an interesting thing. He said that, and this is in support of his testimony, that banditos are a criminal street gang. He said that the banditos patches, they won't allow other clubs to put a bottom rocker on that says Texas, and that is that's diametrically opposed to what the upper echelons of bandito leadership have told me. They said that they haven't had a problem with that for years, but he believes that they still do. Now, Casey Gautreaux asked him, he's only allowed to testify as to his expert opinion, do you have an opinion as to whether the banditos are still regulating the bottom rockers? He said yes. She said, do you have an opinion about whatever is still going on, or the ongoing violence? He said yes, there's still ongoing violence, that there are still people fighting over those rockers. She asked him, how is that different from, what is different from the older times, 10 years ago? He said, well, all the support gangs are now wearing the bottom rockers in their states. Then she asked him, did you know that the Cossacks had placed a $500 bounty on bandito patches? He said, no, I wasn't aware of that. But then here's where the bombshell came. He said that the banditos are the ones who planned the violence at Twin Peaks. She said, well, how would you know that? He said, I have seen communications between banditos based on evidence that was obtained on phones.
And it went crazy.
And then everything went crazy. The judge told the jury to go on home for the weekend. It was only about 3:30.
Yeah.
Told them go on home for the weekend, and she said she had some things she wanted.
Noon?
Well, noon. She was wanting to get some matters on record.
He's heard phone calls and seen texts that she's never seen.
She said, I have never seen that.
They haven't given them to her.
Now, he said that Marshall Mitchell, on his phone, a bandito officer, that the totality of what he had read gave him the opinion that Marshall Mitchell revoked permission for Cossacks to wear the bottom rocker.
You can have it. No, you can't.
Right. And that
started it.
Marshall Mitchell had started this by revoking the permission. She said, well, where did you get that? And he said, it's on these phones. And she said, she told the judge that she said that she's never seen that evidence, that she has still got items for discovery held by the Waco PD that they will not turn over, that they can't locate, or they say never existed.
And he turned red. The judge was
turned as red as a beet. He said, well, I signed an order for the Waco Police Department.
And she was frozen like this.
Yeah, she wants, this has been the same problem.
Same thing. It's secrets. Everything's secret.
Everything's secret, especially when you're dealing with Waco police. And as usual, Abel Reyna became, he was hot, he was mad, but he did say that he will give her an exact date that they made the evidence available to her. And she said, well, I just can't. Then the recriminations began, that they had done this and they've done that to make it. Let me tell you, I've sat in that courtroom and listened to her argue about this. I've heard her tell that judge that they've given her a room to go in and listen and a CD to play, and she gets in there, there's no chair, and the computer has no speakers. Now how are you going to hear that? And then after she starts begging them and everything, somebody's got to leave, and they can't leave her without supervision. So they have to take everything back. She has to go wait in the lobby. It's a problem to her, and it's going to be a problem to anybody who has to face trial in this litigation, because if the first case is having that kind of problem, just imagine what the 59th case must be like.
Oh, can't wait.
They needed to know what exactly had been reviewed and what had been made available, and they just don't know. Now, it's just that simple. You can tell by watching a group of people scramble around and start going through files.
It was an oh shit moment.
That's what it was.
It was an oh shit moment. And we were going, oh shit.
She said, when the state makes these representations about identical discovery, it is patently false, that she has not gotten anything like what they say that they've turned over. And so he had spent a lengthy amount of time on the witness stand today. The jurors were getting more and more restless and more bored by the moment, because no one has yet done anything to connect the defendant with the violence that took place. He came there with his...
No one's even said his name. All day today, I don't think anybody said his name as a witness or anything.
Mm-hmm. So what we heard him talk about is his opinion, why the Banditos are a criminal street gang, and he admits that he doesn't have any real evidence, he doesn't have any experience with the Banditos. It's based on his opinion, his past. They're going to try these people based on their reputation with some cop who admits that he doesn't know. It beats all you ever saw.
But he will be back on the stand Monday. He's not going back to Colorado. She said, oh no, he doesn't go. He needs to be here Monday morning. So they were disappointed.
9 o'clock
That's
in
right.
the morning, Monday morning.
We'll be back there with him.
We'll be there, and they're going to give her a chance to listen to the material and try to do what's called a 705 hearing to review the evidence in front of the court. And that's what makes a horse race. It's 9 a.m., 3rd floor, 54th District Courtroom. If you come and you're a member of the public, do not bring your cell phone.
Don't cough, don't sneeze, don't do anything.
Leave it in your vehicle and make dead sure that when the jurors are leaving or entering the courtroom, that you stand stone, stock still, don't talk to anybody, it got real rough in there today. A bunch of people started chatting, and he was hollering at the jury trying to tell them, so they were filing out the door. They couldn't wait to get out that door. It's Friday. And he said, who was that over there doing all that talking? Well, it was everybody except me. I know better. I was still, on my little computer.
I didn't do anything. I was scared to death.
Yeah, we were scared to death all day long.
We were scared.
In fact, I'm going to have to schedule an emergency session with my shrink here. It really kicked in my PTSD,
well,
man.
They give you, it's an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere because they're feeling it, and you're like, oh, ooh, maybe what? Because they're wearing that atmosphere like crazy. They're protecting us from God knows what.
I feel so safe.
Don't you feel better?
Officer McGruff has been looking out for my welfare all week.
It made me flat nervous, and I'm personally ready to give this a rest until Monday.
I am too, and I tell you what, we'll see you then, and until that happy moment arrives, the floggings will definitely continue until morale improves. I think you can tell by listening to our little tale of woe, can't you?
We were flogged enough today.
It was enough. It was enough. I tell you, it hurts so good when it stops, I am Legendary Jim, and this is Lady Bernie, and we're out of here. TGIF, yabba dabba doo.